Lily Hart stepped onto the open field early in the morning light. The metal floor panels of the Horizon's training deck glowed faintly under her boots. She felt calm as she adjusted the straps of her armor. It was light and slim, but she trusted its strength. Around her, the wind of recycled air carried faint echoes of past drills and distant engine hum. Ryan Beck arrived a moment later. He stood tall and solid in heavy suit plates. His boots clicked loudly. Lily noticed him flex one shoulder plate. He held himself with pride and challenged stare. Other officers watched from the edges of the field. They held holstered training rifles or crouched by practice droids. Ryan glanced at Lily's armor and raised an eyebrow. His voice carried across the field. "Your armor's pathetic," he said. "It will fail the first time it meets real fire." Lily did not answer at once. She tucked a loose strand of hair behind her ear. She let her eyes move slowly over Ryan and his bulky gear. She said in calm voice, "My armor may look light, but it has more power than you know. Just wait until you see what it can do." Ryan laughed. His heavy armor plates shifted as he leaned back. "Light and simple, that is not going to stop anything out there," he said. He turned to the officers around them. "Watch this," he called. He tapped his chest piece. Blue lights glowed on the plate. "See that? Shield Matrix Level 4? It can handle 0.8 meganewtons of energy. Not that you could match it?" Murmurs ran through the onlookers. Some nodded at Ryan's words. Others looked doubtfully at Lily. She felt their eyes like soft whispers on her back. She held her ground. She lifted one hand and pressed a button on her wrist console. A faint silver field shimmered around her, inside the armor. She moved a finger and the field pulsed for a moment. Then it faded. "That is just the basic mode," she said, voice even. "There is more, but I will show you later." One of the officers, Morgan, stepped forward. "Commander Hart," he said politely. "We should begin the timed drill soon." "The instructor is waiting," Lily nodded. "Thank you, Lieutenant Morgan." "Ryan, meet me at the far end marker after the run." "I will answer any questions you have then," Ryan blinked. "Fine, but do not cry when your weak armor gives out." He turned and strode toward the starting line. Lily walked steadily after him, boots making soft clicks on the panels. The other officers moved to take positions. At the instructor's signal, a red light flashed. All field sensors lit up. A recorded voice said, "Begin detainment drill." Ryan. Run first. His heavy armor felt solid around him. He charged through the field with rifle raised. The training droid swiveled and fired low-powered bursts. Blues and greens flickered. Ryan held his shield and pushed forward easily. He reached the first checkpoint in half the expected time. Lily started her run just after him. She moved with a quick grace. Her armor felt like a second skin. She pressed forward through the same droids. The pulses of energy around her shifted and absorbed the fire. She stayed steady. Her route took her through narrow gates and over low obstacles. At each point, Lily paused to activate a short burst of magnetic repulsion. The gates lifted and the obstacles slid aside. The droids stopped, as if confused. She ran through the cleared path. Ryan reached the second checkpoint and turned back. He yelled over his shoulder, "See you at the end." Lily pressed a button on her forearm pad. A soft hum rose around her. Panels on her armor plates shifted outwards to cover her sides. She moved with even pace and reached the first checkpoint. The droids charged again. She raised her arm and sent a wave of energy that pushed them back a few meters. Some droids shut down and fell motionless. Onlookers gasped. Ryan paused. He frowned. Lily kept going. She passed the midline marker and headed to the final gate. There, she ran a quick scan on her console. She tapped a sequence. Tiny lasers shot out from her gauntlets. They cut precise slits in the metal bars of the gate. Bars bent back and opened like petals. She slipped through and sprinted to the finish line. The red light blinked off. The drill ended. Ryan arrived seconds later. He looked at Lily with surprise and respect mixing in his eyes. He panted, "How did you do all that?" Lily answered evenly, "My armor can adapt." It uses energy weave to reshape and move obstacles and to protect me. The field pulses absorb fire. I only showed part of its strength. Ryan shook his head. I didn't expect that. I thought I knew all the new tech. Lily stood tall. She brushed a bit of dust from her knee. Technology always has new edges. Some suits use more metal, others use more code. But armor is more than plates. It is what you make of it. Ryan took a deep breath. He straightened his stance. Commander. Hart, I expect a full demo when we have time. I want to learn how your armor works, Lily nodded. When the mission is complete, I will show you everything. Ryan turned to the watching officers. Lesson learned. Pay attention to more than just size and weight. Their instructor, Captain Westwood, strode onto the field. Well done, both of you. Hart, your performance was exceptional. Beck, you set a strong pace. We have real threats ahead. We need both speed and strength. Lily felt a quiet pride. She looked at Ryan. He gave her a small nod. No more taunts, only respect. Captain Westwood raised his hand. Team gather for debrief in 15 minutes. Rest, hydrate, and prepare. Dismissed. As the officers left the field, Lily stayed for a moment. She looked at her armor. The soft hum of its systems echoed in her ear. She smiled at the hidden power woven into every fiber. And she waited, knowing the real test lay ahead beyond training drills. The cold light of the training deck faded as background chatter filled the air. Lily walked off the field with calm step, ready for the mission that would prove her armor was more than a promise. The horizon drifted through the black void toward the outer rim mining colony. Gravity wells and asteroid debris glowed on the navigation screens. Lily Hart stood near the viewport, watching the colony's surface grow larger. She felt a quiet pull in her chest. The distress signal hung heavy in her mind. She remembered her father's voice when she first joined the fleet. He had said that a call for help was a call for hope. Lieutenant Ryan Beck entered the observation room. He moved, with solid steps and a measured tone. Commander, are you ready for your demo? He asked. His voice carried respect now, though he still sounded uncertain. Lily turned slightly but kept her gaze on the colony. I will show it soon, she said. First we must see what we face. Ryan nodded. He folded his arms over his chestplate. His heavy armor hummed softly. His reflection flickered on the viewport. Beyond lay craters and mining structures that looked like small nests of metal. Red emergency lights blinked around the main compound. Lily felt her pulse quicken. Officer Grant walked in. He held a data pad and wore a gentle expression. He said, Captain Westwood wants the advance team ready in 30. We expect Orvex swarm presence. Reports say they hit hard and fast. Stay sharp. Grant glanced at Ryan. Beck, you trained with Hart earlier? You know she does not use weak gear. Take her lead out there. Grant gave a small nod and left. Ryan looked at Lily. He spoke low, so only she heard. I still do not know how your armor will help against an Orvex hive. Their bioweapons can melt steel and burn through shields. Lily did not flinch. She pressed a button on her gauntlet. Her armor plates shifted slightly. She smiled. It can resist more than heat, but we will see soon enough. She paused. Your heavy suit will help with firepower. If we combine our strengths, we may clear the path more safely. Ryan exhaled. Agreed. I will watch your moves. Learn the tech? He extended a hand. Lily shook it firmly. At the loading bay, the advance team gathered. 3 transport shuttles stood side by side, engines glowing blue. Ryan, Lily, Grant, Zoe. Morgan and 2 specialist engineers climbed into the first. Zoe's heavy armor reflected the bay lights. She gave Lily a nod and capped her helmet mic. All systems green? Engineer Cole checked the navigation console. He whispered, We hit atmosphere in 2 minutes. Get ready for turbulence. Out there is no friendly welcome, Matt. His voice trembled slightly. Lily angled her body toward the window. Focus on your tasks. I will guide you. She watched the bay door slide open. Fiery lights spilled in as the shuttle fell into the planet's thin air. Turbulence rattled the seats. The shuttle shook as it passed through storm clouds. Red lights above flickered. Cole mumbled under breath. Zoe gripped her rifle. Outside, the landing platform came into view. It was cracked and scarred. Half of it lay broken over a crater's edge. The shuttle's thrusters flared and set down near a pile of corroded pipes. The hatch opened with a hiss. Grant led the team out. Rock dust billowed. The air tasted sulfuric. The Horizon's advance team formed a line. Lily adjusted her visor to scan for life signs. Sensors showed multiple heat sources ahead. Cluster points gathered in the colony's center. Orvex drones and workers, she said. They mass around the ore smelter. We will approach from the west flank. She pointed. Beck Morgan, flank left. Grant, follow me to the right. Engineers, bring the portable field emitters. Set them near the slag pit. The team moved. Ryan and Zoe took cover behind a fallen support beam. Lily and Grant crept along a low ridge. They edged closer to the smelter building. The Orvex shapes moved like a tide, chittering. Their black carapaces flickered with red pulses. Suddenly, drones broke from the swarm and charged. Ryan raised his rifle and fired. Heavy rounds punched through armor. Zoe's shots found weak spots in the carapace. The drone slowed but did not stop. Lily hit a button. A silver field shimmered around the team. The Orvex screeched. Some recoiled. As if burned, the field absorbed bioweapon bursts. Grant pressed forward. What is that? He shouted over the din. Adaptive energy weave, Lily responded. She tapped her gauntlet pad. The field narrowed and followed behind them like a cloak. When drones charged from the left, the cloak repelled them away. Ryan watched, mouth slightly open. He reloaded. Still. Don't know how you do it, but it works. He fired again, keeping the swarm off balance. The team reached the slag pit. Engineers pulled field emitters from their packs and placed them on stable ground. One pressed a panel. Blue lines lit up. On the floor, the emitters began to hum and expand the field zone. Lily tested her armor's link. She held her palm near an emitter. They sensed. Her armor's energy flow balanced with the emitter grid. She smiled and said, Now we have a safe corridor to the core. Zoe scanned the horizon. Queen Hive is just beyond that wall. We can try for a quick in and out. Orvex leaders won't expect a small team. Ryan's eyes shone. Let's go. Ready for your lead, Commander. He gripped his rifle. Lily nodded and led them through the corridor. The emitters glowed. Drones could not cross. The team moved fast. They reached the wall of the Hive complex. Thick doors of alien metal stood sealed. Lily crouched. She raised her wrist console and tapped a code. Her armor plates bent and formed a tool armacle. A small laser cutter emerged and cut a ring around the door. The metal hissed and glowed orange. In moments, the door peeled open. Behind it lay the Hive cavern. Eerie light dripped from the walls. Slimy threads hung low. In the center, the queen sat on a crystalline throne. Her eyes flickered with hate. She hissed and her body rippled. Queen Orvex, Ryan whispered. I did not expect to see her so soon. Lily lifted her gauntlet. The silver field flared and solidified around the team. The queen shrieked and raised a claw. She leapt toward them. Lily pressed her gauntlet. A pulse of energy burst forward, slowing the queen's charge. The shield held. Ryan fired at the queen's core. His rounds dented but did not pierce. Zoe's shots made the Orvex roar in pain. Lily spoke into her mic. Grant, place the second emitter at the rock shelf. Boost our field strength. Everyone else, stay close. Ryan, aim for the eye clusters. Zoe, cover his flank. Grant ran forward and strapped the emitter to the wall. He tapped it on. The hum grew louder. A wide dome of silver energy expanded, pushing back the drones that clung to the cavern edges. Lily activated her special mode. Her armor plates slid and revealed vents. Steam hissed. A bright beam shot from her gauntlet, cutting through alien bone. The queen staggered but remained standing. Ryan took another shot and hit the queen's eye cluster. A wave of light pulsed from her body. It shook the field but did not break it. Zoe charged and struck the queen's side with her rifle butt. We need to get the queen's attention away from the Hive core, Lily yelled. She sprinted toward the Queen and raised her arm. Her field flared wide and bright. The Queen shrieked and turned fully toward Lily. Ryan seized the chance. He fired a charged round through the exposed crystal veins on the Queen's back. The beam shattered the veins and the Queen howled in pain. She fell to one knee. Lily pressed the overload sequence. Her armor's field pulsed like a heartbeat. The Queen lunged, but her last attack struck only air as the field snapped back. Then the Queen collapsed against the hive wall. Silence fell in the cavern. The dome faded. Drones scattered and fled. The Queen's body lay still. Lily steadied her breathing and looked at her team. Ryan walked over, kneeling beside her. "That was almost too close," he said softly, "but your armor saved us." Lily shook her head. "We saved ourselves by working together. The armor helped. It adapted, but you fought with skill." And Grant's emitters held the line. Ryan offered his hand. Lily took it. They stood together in the quiet hive. Behind them, the entrance sealed. The team moved back through the corridor toward the shuttle. Cole and the other engineer met them with new orders. "Hold position until command confirms hive down, then evac." Lily nodded and sat on a rock ledge. She opened her visor and let the air fill her lungs. Ryan stood beside her, looking at the hive wall that still glowed faintly. "Thank you, Commander," Ryan said, "for showing me." "I owe you one," Lily smiled. "Just remember this, no gear is perfect. We must adapt faster than threats do. That is how we win." Around them, the mining colony's lights flickered as systems restarted. The distress signal ended. Lily watched the Horizon shuttle rise above the dust. The rescue would come soon. In that moment, she felt a new bond with Ryan. He had mocked her at the start. Now he saw her strength and the strength she brought to the team. And the true test had only just begun. Part 3. After the hive fell silent, Lily Hart felt the weight of victory and the cost that came with it. The colony below stirred as rescue teams moved in among the ruins of broken Orvex drones. The advance team gathered at the hive entrance. Dust settling around them. Ryan Beck leaned against a rock, checking his rifle. Zoe Morgan patted her helmet, still trembling from the fight. Grant signaled them toward the shuttle, where Cole waited to feed data back to the Horizon. "Well done, Grant." Sod, voice soft, he gestured at the fallen Queen's body. "You all did great. Now we need to secure samples and get back to the ship." Lily nodded. "Ryan, stay close. We cannot let any drones regroup." She tapped her gauntlet pad. Sensors blinked, scanning the area for movement. The readings showed no active threats within. 200 meters, rising dust made the air thick. Zoe coughed and wiped her visor. "I never thought training drills could feel so real," she said. Her tone was half laughter, half relief. Ryan offered a hand to Zoe. She took it, and he helped her up. His heavy suit hissed as he moved. She smiled and shook her helmet free of dust. "Thanks, Lieutenant," Zoe said. "Couldn't have done it without." "Your cover fire?" Ryan shrugged. "Your shot broke the Queen's shell." "That was key," he glanced at Lily. "Your armor created our path." "I still don't know how you linked with the emitters, but I saw the field. Impressive," Lily smiled faintly. "It uses adaptive feedback loops. It senses ambient energy and reshapes them, but we can talk more on the ship." She looked at the hive entrance, where tendrils of organic crystal still pulsed with faint life. "We need to collect samples of the Queen's carapace and the hive crystal. Use the BioCollect tool." "Number." "Mistakes." Grant and Cole stepped forward. Cole held a small case of instruments. Grant handed him a tiny laser drill and sterile containers. Cole set the drill to low power and cut small flakes from the crystal wall. The shards glowed dull orange in his container. Grunt worked steadily, then sealed samples in labeled pods. Lily watched to ensure no biohazards escaped. "All set," Cole said, wiping sweat. "Samples secured," Lily nodded. "Good, Ryan. Help Zoe with any wounded souls. I will call command and prep for evac." She tapped her wrist again. Her armor systems connected to a grid. A soft tone signaled Captain Westwood. "This is Hart," her voice sounded overcome. "Hive is down, samples secured." "Requesting Evac for advance team. She gave coordinates and status details. After a pause, Captain Westwood's voice replied. Acknowledged, Hart. Shuttle 2 will pick you up in 5. Hold position. Lily closed the channel. 5 minutes, she said. Find. Cover. Keep sensors active. She pointed to a broken extractor tower 50 meters away. The team moved toward the tower. Ryan and Zoe paused at its base. Zoe bent down to pull a medkit from her pack. I got a cut on my side, she said. Ryan knelt beside her and applied bandages. Lily stood at the tower's shadow. She pressed her gauntlet and a small drone emerged. From her backpack, it hovered at chest height. Scan for survivors, she said softly. The drone emitted a soft blue light that scanned the colony's corridors. After a moment, it beeped and displayed readings on Lily's visor. 3 life signs. West Wing storage shelter, Lily read. Looks like some miners survived. We should help them. Ryan looked up, concern in his eyes. We have a shuttle on the way. It can get us there fast. He pointed toward the sky, where a red dot appeared. Grant pointed to a narrow path. This way. The rubble piles might hide them. Lily led them through collapsed corridors of the smelter complex. Walls of rock and metal crumbled. The drone's light cut through dust, revealing small shapes lying against walls. She rushed forward and knelt by a miner in an orange suit. His helmet was cracked. He coughed weakly. Lisa, the miner, said hoarsely, Help, we were trapped when the hive walls fell. Zoe and Ryan helped clear debris. Ryan lifted a beam. Zoe pulled away shattered pipes. The miner slid free and leaned. Against Lily, I thought no one would find us, Lisa whispered. Thank you, Lily smiled. We're here now. Hold on, we'll get you to safety. She held the miner's hand as Zoe and Ryan carried him to the tower. The drone scanned remaining corners. 2 more miners appeared, both conscious but in pain. The team moved quickly, guiding them back to the tower's base before the shuttle arrived. Moments later, a hover shuttle descended with soft thrusters. Its ramp lowered and soldiers in med uniforms stood ready. Lily guided the miners aboard. The team helped them settle on stretchers. Grant handed Lily a data pad. Captain wants a full report. He asked for your input on salvage ops. Lily accepted the pad. Thank you. Please leave the samples and the miners to med teams. Ryan, Zoe. Back to evac position. She gave final instructions. Ryan saluted and moved to the ramp. Zoe followed closely, eyes on Lily. Lily took a last look at the hive entrance. Dust swirled in the red light of the emergency beacon. She tapped her gauntlet and drone retracted. As the shuttle lifted off, Lily finished the report. Her armors. Systems synced with the ship's network. Data flowed quickly through secure channels. In the shuttle cabin, Ryan sat beside Zoe. He whispered, You okay? Zoe nodded, still pale. I'll live. Your support saved me. She looked at Ryan. He offered a small smile. We make a good team, he said softly. Zoe glanced toward the ramp where Lily stood alone, small under the wide sky. The shuttle doors closed. Lily exhaled, feeling both relief and tension. The real mission was not over. It was just changing. Above the colony, the horizon loomed, shining under the planet's sun. Lily watched through the cabin window. She set her shoulders straight. Soon she would brief the captain. There would be new orders, new threats, but for now, they had won a hard victory. And Lily knew that every victory began with trust. Trust. In her team, trust in her armor, trust in herself, and the next chapters awaited beyond the stars and the silent void. Lily sat in the briefing room of the horizon, the glow from the holoscreen reflecting on her armor. Captain Westwood stood at the center, his face serious. He addressed the officers by name, explaining new intel from command. The OVAC swarm may regroup at the abandoned research station north of here. We must prevent another attack. Hart, Beck, you lead the advance team. Prepare for a heavy resistance. Ryan and Lily exchanged determined looks. They stood and followed the captain into the armory. Racks of weapons and equipment lined the walls. Engineer Cole greeted them. We updated your gear, Commander. This module will boost shield response time by 20%. And Ryan, we added extra power cells to your rifle. Lily nodded and accepted the module. She clicked it onto her gauntlet. The device hissed softly as it locked in place. Ryan tested his rifle, chambering a round and firing into a target drone. The shot punched through easily. They moved to the hangar, their shuttle waited, loaded with supplies. Lily spotted Zoe Morgan among the ground crew. Zoe offered a thumbs up. Ryan grinned back. Lily felt the team's energy. On board, Specialist Grant strapped in beside them. He checked the navigation readouts. Station coordinates set, expect a 2-minute jump. Lily secured her seatbelts. She tapped a panel. Commence. Jump sequence. Prepare for spatial stress. The shuttle rocked as it passed through space. Moments later, the research station loomed ahead. It was a twisted mass of metal and glass. Dark smoke rose from shattered windows. Red lights blinked in broken patterns. Officer Morgan called over, "Come. This place looks worse than the colony. Be careful," Lily replied. "We proceed on caution. Watch for traps." She unbuckled and moved to the rear ramp. It lowered with a clank. They stepped onto the station's docking bay. Broken panels and tangled wires lay everywhere. The air tasted stale. Dim emergency lights flickered. Ryan checked his suit sensors. "There is still small power here, but—" "Systems are failing," Lily nodded. She tapped her gauntlet and her armor scanner activated. Waves of light swept the area. She said, "Marker 1, we need to secure the main computer core. It holds the station's logs. If we find Orvex activity, we can stop their next move." Grant and Zoe moved to cover. Ryan took point. They advanced down a corridor. Each step echoed. Occasional sparks jumped from exposed conduits. Suddenly, a door slid open and 2 Orvex drones charged. Ryan fired his rifle. Heavy bolts struck the drones' shields. They buckled, but pushed forward. Zoe aimed at their joints and fired precise shots. The drones staggered. Lily activated her shield. A silver dome rose and absorbed the bioweapon bursts. She stepped forward and unleashed a pulse that knocked the drones back. Grant rushed forward with a stun baton and delivered a final blow. The drones collapsed. The team paused, catching their breath. "This won't be the last," Ryan said, scanning dark corners. Lily pressed a button for her wrist console and opened a map. She pointed. "Computer core is 2 levels up. We need to find an elevator or climb the maintenance stairs." They chose the stairs. Narrow and winding, they climbed through shadows. Metal grating groaned under their weight. Each level grew colder. Frost formed on the walls. At the top, an access hatch revealed icy wind. Outside, they found a loading platform covered in ice. A damaged crane lay beside frozen crates. Lily closed her visor against the chill. She said, "The core room is ahead. Sensors show multiple heat sources. There must be a strong Orvex presence." Ryan readied his rifle. "Let's move carefully." They made their way into the main lab. Shattered equipment and broken glass lay everywhere. A console flickered with green light. Orvex workers had torn through research data. Lily crouched and inspected the console. Her armor's nano-arms extended and connected to the panel. She extracted a data shard and placed it in her gauntlet. Grant provided cover as Zoe and Ryan checked corners. Suddenly a deep rumble shook. The floor Orvex guards emerged from side rooms. Heavy brutes with reinforced carapaces and massive claws. One charged at Ryan. He fired until his rifle heated. Lily leaped in front and pushed her shield forward. The brute struck the shield with its claw. Sparks flew. Lily pressed her gauntlet. The shield pulsed stronger and repelled the brute away. Grant stunned another brute with his baton. Zoe fired at weak points on the guard's armor. Ryan reloaded and aimed at the eyes of one guard. He pulled the trigger. The guard snarled and turned its fury on Ryan. Lily sprinted and grabbed the guard's arm. Using magnetic cuffs in her gauntlet, she bound the claw. The guard howled and shook, unable to free itself. Lily held on tight. "Focus fire," she shouted. Ryan and Zoe fired. The guards fell one by one. When the room fell silent, Lily released the guard. It collapsed in a heap. She panted. Everyone okay? Ryan nodded, wiping sweat from his visor. Zoe returned a weak smile. Grant dusted off his uniform. Lily examined the map again. The core is just behind that door. She pointed at a heavy hatch. They approached. Lily tapped a sequence on her gauntlet. Tiny drill bits extended and cut through the lock mechanism. The hatch slid open. Inside was the main core chamber. A cylinder of glowing energy stood at the center. Cables and conduits linked it to the station's power grid. Lily approached cautiously. Jackson, the tech specialist, said this logs everything. We need to secure it. She placed her hands on the core. Her armor's nano-arms extended and created a stabilizing field around it. The glow dimmed. Lily detached the core unit and sealed it in a protective container. Ryan read the console. This shows Orvex activity timelines. They arrived 2 days ago and attacked the colony after scanning it for weakness. They plan another strike here, targeting the main reactor. He pointed on the map. Lily tapped her mic. Westwood, this is Hart. We have the core unit. Intel shows they plan to hit the reactor in 8 hours. Request permission to destroy the reactor, cutting all power. She paused. Captain Westwood's voice crackled back. Permission granted. Disrupt the reactor. Evac immediately after, Lily exhaled. Team, we head to the reactor room. Be ready. As they turned to leave, the lights flickered, alarms blared. Orvex drones poured in from the corridors. The team braced. Lily raised her shield. Stay close, she shouted. They held their ground as drones attacked in waves. Ryan and Zoe fired in unison. Grant kept them at bay with his baton. Lily's shield absorbed the worst of it. They fought back to the corridor. Each step was contested. Lily saw the reactor control room ahead. She led them inside. Inside, the reactor glowed bright orange. Pipes hissed. Lily strapped the core unit to her belt. She hit a sequence on her gauntlet. Nano-arms opened the panel and exposed the reactor's power nodes. This will blow the station, Zoe warned. Lily nodded. We have no choice. They will use it as a weapon. She placed energy charges on the power nodes. The reactor hummed louder. Charges set, Lily said. She checked her timer. 30 seconds to evac. Alarms grew louder. Ryan grabbed Zoe's hand. On my mark, we go. He said. Lily set her gauntlet to overload. Now! Everyone ran down the corridor. Drones blocked their path. Lily activated her shield's overload mode. A pulse sent drones flying back. The team sprinted for the shuttle bay. Behind them, the reactor room exploded in a flash. Shockwaves rattled the station. Sections of the corridor collapsed. Lily's armor absorbed debris as she led the team through the wreckage. They reached the hangar as the station began to list. Their shuttle waited with engines roaring. They boarded and sealed the ramp. As the shuttle dropped away, the station's reactor core imploded. A bright flash lit the darkness of space. Debris scattered around them. Inside, the team breathed hard. Ryan looked at Lily. You did it. We stopped them. Lily shook her head. We did it together. She tapped her gauntlet and reviewed the data logs. In the cockpit, Grant set a course back to Horizon. The shuttle jumped as the station faded behind. Lily stared at the viewport. She thought of the colony, the miners, the hive, and now the station. Each test had pushed them further. But they had prevailed. She closed her visor and whispered, This is only the beginning. Lily sat across from Captain Westwood in the briefing room. The holodisplay showed the destroyed station drifting in space. Ryan and Zoe stood behind her, their armor still marked with dust and battle scars. Grant leaned against the wall, arms crossed. Each of them felt tired, but alert. Captain Westwood cleared his throat. Excellent work, team. You prevented another Orvex strike and gathered critical intel. Hart, after this, Command wants a full briefing on your armor's performance. They are very interested in the adaptive weave technology, Lily nodded. I will. Prepare my report. I have data logs and combat footage. It will show how the weave adapts and protects. Ryan stepped forward. Commander, your armor saved us more than once. We owe our lives to it. I would like to know more about its design. Lily looked at Ryan. She saw respect in his eyes. She smiled softly. The armor comes from research on alien materials. The core is woven with crystalline strands that adapt to energy patterns. It was developed in a secret program. Only a few suits like this exist, Zoe leaned in. So that is why you could break through the hive defenses. The field you created was more than just a shield. It shaped around threats. Lily nodded. Yes. The weave senses ambient, energy thermal, kinetic, bioweapon and reshapes the armor's molecular structure. It can absorb and redirect energy. It also links to other devices, like Grant's emitters, to form larger fields. Grant crossed his arms. That sync was perfect. We had no idea your armor could form a network. It made our field much stronger. Lily's visor glowed faintly as she tapped her gauntlet. She brought up a schematic. Lines and nodes connected modules on her suit to external devices. This is the network map. It shows how the weave forms a mesh with emitters or other adaptive units. We call it adaptive energy mesh. Captain Westwood studied the schematic. Impressive. Hart, Command will want to replicate this on heavy suits and ship shields. Just imagine. Lily nodded. It will take time. The alien crystalline strands are rare. But we can start tests on smaller units. Ryan raised a question. Commander, will you lead the research team? Lily hesitated. My duty is with the fleet, but I will assist in whatever way I can. For now, I want to train more officers on how to use the armor effectively, Captain Westwood smiled. That is a fine choice. We need leaders like you. Hart, stand by to prepare training modules. Agents from Science Division will arrive soon. Zoe glanced at Ryan. Looks like we will be your test subjects, Ryan chuckled. I'm ready to learn. Lily stood. Thank you for trusting me. Now, let me show you the final sequence that overcharged the Hive Queen's shield. She tapped her gauntlet twice. A small hollow projection appeared above the table. It showed a 3D simulation of the Queen's shield and Lily's armor field pulsing. Around it, the simulation ran through the overload sequence dot as the projection ended. Captain Westwood nodded. Remarkable. Hart, deliver this to command immediately. I will arrange transport to research labs. Team, dismiss. The officers saluted and left the room. Ryan held the door for Zoe. Lily gathered her gauntlet and schematic. Grant checked his. Watch. Lily followed them down the corridor. She paused near a window overlooking the colony they had saved. Orange dust rose from the surface. Small vehicles moved among buildings. She felt a sense of hope. Ryan walked beside her. Thanks for everything, Commander. I'm sorry I doubted you at first. Lily smiled gently. We all learn. Doubt can push us to discover more, but trust helps us work together. Thank you for your support. Zoe joined them. We make a good team. When do we pick up the new armor? Lily laughed. Soon. Science wants to test more prototypes. You two will be the first recruits. Be prepared for some rough trials. Ryan grinned. We're ready. Bring it on. They reached the hangar. A transport shuttle waited. Its engines glowed softly. Captain Westwood stepped out. Waiting for them, he nodded at Lily. Report details will be uploaded en route. After that, you two will join Science Team. If you need anything, let me know, Lily saluted. Yes, sir. As they boarded, Lily felt the weight of leadership settle on her shoulders. But she also felt the support of her team and the promise of new tech that could change the war. Inside the shuttle, Ryan and Zoe sat across from Lily. The shuttle lifted off. Lily activated her gauntlet and opened the data logs. Waveforms and data points scrolled by. She prepared her presentation. Zoe looked over. You make it look easy. Lily smiled. It isn't easy. It takes work and trust. But we will make it work. Together. Outside, the stars streaked by as the shuttle jump engaged. Lily watched the glow fade and thought of the missions ahead. The OVEX threat remained, but they now had an edge, and she knew that with trust, technology, and teamwork, humanity had a chance to stand tall in the void.